Hi everyone, Abby here. Welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be comparing the new Garmin Venu 3S to the Garmin Venu 2S. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. So I have the Garmin Venu 2S here in the color white rose gold, and I have the Garmin Venu 3S in the color Dust Rose Soft Gold. And today I'm going to be talking about the major spec similarities and differences between both of these smartwatches. If you are looking for something more in-depth, if you want to learn more about them, I've done full reviews on both of these. You can find my full reviews linked in the description below. The first difference between these smartwatches is the price. And with the new version coming out, I have seen the Venu 2S going on sale a lot. Current prices as of recording today are, for the Venu 3S, currently at $599.99 Canadian and $449.99 American. And for the Venu 2S, currently on sale for $349.99 Canadian. Keep in mind the regular price was $519.99 Canadian. And currently on sale for $249.99 American. And keep in mind the original price in American was $399.99 American. So you can definitely have a chance of grabbing this for a great price if you can catch it on sale. And all right guys, now I'm going to go into the major spec similarities between both of these smartwatches so you can get an idea about exactly what they have in common. You can track a wide variety of activities such as running, HIIT, yoga, swimming. They also track your daily metrics like your steps, your heart rate, your calories burned, your stress, your SpO2. And they both have, some of the great Garmin features like body battery, animated workouts, fitness age. Both of them have music download capabilities, so you can download hundreds of songs on here. They also both have advanced sleep tracking, women's health, Garmin Pay. You can view and apply to your smartphone notifications on here, and turn in iPhone calls. They both have built-in GPS with a 18mm band. They both have an AMOLED color display. They also both have a barometric altimeter, so you can get your altitude and also your floors climbed. And they have some more stuff in common. I've gone ahead and listed a bunch more on screen for you. Now these are not all of the spec similarities because there's a lot of them, and they would not all fit on this page, but these are definitely the most important, I think. And all right guys, this is what they look like on me. And I do have a 7-inch wrist. Now, both of these smartwatches do fit a wide variety of wrist sizes. I've gone ahead and listed all the wrist sizes they could fit on screen for you. I've had no skin irritation issues, and they're both very lightweight and comfortable to wear. And I think they both look very nice. When it comes to the design here, there are some differences. One difference we can see is the display size. The display size on the Venu 3S is slightly bigger than the display on the Venu 2S. We have a 1.1-inch display here and a 1.2-inch display here. The colors do appear slightly different. I find that the Venu 2S is a little bit more warmer, where this is a more cooler toned. We have 2 buttons on the 2S, 3 on the 3S. And when it comes to the band, I love the diamond pattern on the Venu 2S versus just no pattern on the Venu 3S. And there's also a different heart rate sensor. So we have the newer heart rate sensor on the 3S. They both do have the exact same charging port and charging cords. And as you can see, they both do have an 18mm band. On the 2S, we have little lines throughout. And on the 3S, we can see that it's actually kind of smooth on the top, and then there's little lines on the side. We do have hour markers, where on the Venu 2S, we have less, just kind of at the majors. In my opinion, the 3S here, a little bit more like the Vivo Active in terms of design. And all right guys, I've gone ahead and listed the most important spec differences between both of these smartwatches on screen for you. Things like the display, the battery life, the heart rate sensor, and more. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. So when it comes to operation between both these smartwatches, they do vary a bit. One big thing I wanted to mention is we have a 3rd button on the Venu 3S. Now that button there is so handy. You can press it and it can pull up your recently used apps and features. So I find that very helpful because I do find myself using and viewing certain things more often than others. So it's nice just to be able to pull those up with just a 1 button there versus searching for it. Another difference in operation is when we open up this little activity tracking section, they have changed it on the 3S versus 2S. So on the 2S, we can see all of our activities here. So these are my kind of most used, my favorites, and then we could see the rest of them. For here, on the 3S, they've kind of put apps and activities in the same area. So we can see our activities here, but if we go to the right, we can see apps. Another difference here is that when we open up our control panel, I like the Venu 2S here. We can see the battery life, the date, all at a glance here, and I can just start things. With the 3S here, you now have to kind of scroll through everything, and they've limited it. So you only have an option to add on these things. You can no longer have like your timer, your stopwatch, music. They've taken off a lot of the features that were great here and limited it. I don't know why, but that's something that I don't love. Other than that, they are very similar when it does come to operation. Now, when it comes to activity tracking for both of these smartwatches, they are almost identical so far in my experience. So as I told you guys, I do have a new heart rate sensor on the Venu 3S. And when it comes to heart rate data, we have seen some changes in some areas and others not so much. If I'm just like lounging around the house, maybe washing dishes, reading a book, walking around, the heart rate data I get is almost identical. If not, it might vary between like 1 to 3 beats per minute. Basically the exact same. Now, the biggest difference I see with the heart rate data is if I'm doing an activity. If I'm doing an activity which involves a lot of intervals, a lot of changes, like if I'm doing running and walking intervals, or if I'm doing like a HIIT activity, that is where I'll see that the Venu 3S is a bit more accurate because it tracks those heart rate changes a bit faster. All right guys, so I've just finished a workout, so I'm just gonna show you how the data appears on your smartwatch. I did just go for a very quick walk. For both of them, you could see a little map of the route right at the top here, and the data does appear a bit different. Here's the route. We can see the routes look identical, although Venu 2S is red and this one's purple. So you can see a lot more workout information on the Venu 3S. For example, we could see our pace. We could see elevation, loss and gain. We could see my heart rate, average and max. We can see my heart rate zones, intensity minutes, the benefit of this workout, and we can see how much body battery was drained. And this is the total amount of time of recovery that I should have before my next heavy intensive workout. Now on the Venu 2S, we can see the route once again, and then we could see our heart rate data in a graph. We can see the distance, the time, the pace, the calories, all of that stuff here. But as you guys can see, the Venu 3S definitely had more information readily available there. And one thing to keep in mind is that you will get that same information for the Venu 2S. If I do go on the app, I can see the elevation, I can see my heart rate zones as well, and all of the other information. But I really like that we have a quick snapshot of it on the watch here, so I don't even have to use my phone right now. I can just see all of that data. I personally am happy with the workout performance on both of these smartwatches. This 2021 smartwatch, in my opinion, is stacking up really nicely to this brand new heart rate sensor 2023 smartwatch. And another thing to mention is that on the Venu 3S here, we might get ECG in the future. The heart rate sensor does have the components built in, but we don't have that right now. All right guys, so when it comes to sleep tracking, these smartwatches are very similar. Quite honestly, I'm not seeing much of a change here. Definitely a bit disappointing to me because Garmin is not known for their sleep tracking. In my opinion, that's kind of their weakest point on their smartwatches. So I would have loved to see an improvement with the 3S, but I'm just not seeing that here. We can see that they have the same sleep score, same sleep quality, a similar message here, and the duration is a little bit different. It's about 10 minutes difference. And we can see the graphs here are very similar. And we can see that the font's definitely bigger on the 3S here, and the sleep stages alter as well. And definitely they give very similar sleep data. So I personally don't think there's been much of an improvement from the 2S to the 3S when it comes to sleep data. And all right guys, for those of you wondering if I think the Venu 3S is worth the upgrade over the Venu 2S, at this time I would say no. Now I know that is a super unpopular opinion, but I'm just here to give you guys my honest opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the Venu 3S is a fantastic smartwatch. It's nice to have all of the features it has in it, but as someone who's had the Venu 2S for a long time, I've had the Venu 3S for a couple of weeks, I can say very confidently that you get a very similar user experience using both of these smartwatches. Accuracy when it comes to heart rate, when it comes to steps, when it comes to activity tracking, very, very similar, if not almost identical. I'm someone who I always have my phone with me, so I honestly don't need to have Bluetooth calling and voice assistant and a mic and speaker on my smartwatch. And keep in mind that if you do want to use the things like the voice assistant, the Bluetooth calling, you have to have your phone with you anyways to use it on your smartwatch. So why not just use your smartphone, which can do a lot more than your smartwatch can? That's the way I think about it anyways. However, a lot of you guys tend to ask me if these are the same price, which smartwatch would you get? If the Venu 2S and the Venu 3S were the same price, I would get the Venu 3S because why not get the smartwatch with more features, right? But that's not really reality we live in. And I would say if you don't have either of these smartwatches, maybe get the one you like the design of more, the one that's the better price for you, the one with the features that you really want and need. As of recording right now, it is September. We are gonna see some holidays coming up soon, some big sale days like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Boxing Day. If the Venu 3S goes on sale then, I would say definitely worth the buy then, but at the current price, I just don't think it's worth the upgrade. Especially for the price point of $599 Canadian. I'm in Canada, guys, so it blows my mind that it's so expensive. Even at $449 American, it's just too much money in my opinion. This smartwatch, honestly, I'm gonna send it back. For the price, I am not keeping this smartwatch right now, but I would definitely probably buy it again in the future when it does go on sale. Now go ahead and let me know which smartwatch you guys think is better. Drop that in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I do read all the comments, so I'll definitely get back to you. And if you guys are looking to pick up either of these smartwatches today, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.